Hey guys, what's up? I'm Slim and you're watching Slimothy TV. In this video, I have a really cool one for you guys. We're going to be taking a look at this TEESSO dual cooling semiconductor notebook radiator. In other words, this is a fancy MacBook stand that will also be able to cool the laptop with these fans. Now, this of course is going to work with the MacBook Pro that we are going to demonstrate, but it can work with a wide range of other laptops as well, some Windows laptops. Check the link in the description if you want to see if your laptop will work, but here are the product features. You guys can read that if you want. It looks pretty cool. It's going to have some RGB lights. It's made out of aluminum. Here are the specs if you want to see how heavy it is. It does not feel very heavy right here, so that is a good sign. Some people like to travel with their MacBook stands, so this one should be able to do that. Let's crack it open here. I'm super excited to try this out. So here we go with the unboxing experience. Let's pull out the fans here. You guys can take a look at what these look like. Very nice. Cool design there, no pun intended. And there are the fans. You can kind of see them through these little grates. We'll set that over here. Looks like we've got a couple of feet here or something to hold the laptop in, I'm guessing. And here is a USB-A to USB-C cable. And let's pull the stand out here. Oh, this is definitely portable. I thought this thing was going to be enormous, but ooh, that is cool to the touch. And you can already see some heat prints from my fingers. That's how cold this is. That is super nice. Take a quick look around here. I'm going to move this box out of the way first though. So here we go. We've got all the pieces. I don't think it's going to be difficult at all to build this, but basically you can see down here, it's got some rubber to keep everything, from getting scratched, because again, this is all aluminum alloy. So it's strong, but it is not super heavy, which is awesome. Now, interestingly enough, this does not come with any instructions whatsoever. So with that in mind, I guess this is the same material. I don't know. That's really cold. So I'm going to figure this out real quick off camera, and then I'm going to come back and show you guys how I did it. All right, so I think I've done this properly. So essentially this kind of just clips in. When you push it in, it kind of clicks, and then this little screw head pops out. I think you just kind of push it in and that's it. It will fall out if you were to flip it. But again, this thing is pretty portable, so I see this as not an issue at all. So you kind of put that in there, and then you're going to want to plug it in. So we'll do that real quick. All right, so I just found one of our old 13-inch laptops just laying around the studio, and this is easily fitting in this setup right here. Try to pick this up without breaking anything, but you can kind of see how this works. It's got these pads right here to kind of keep your laptop elevated for heat dissipation, which is awesome. You can see all these different grooves. This is how you can set it up for different heights, and that is what it looks like. I'm going to throw in some B-roll just of our 16-inch MacBook Pro as well, just to show that that one works. But realistically, 13-inch, 16-inch, they should all work. Now, one thing I do have to mention here, these things, I believe they are for the sides here. I couldn't find any documentation on Amazon about it, but I'm just going to put these in here and see what happens. Well, can't seem to get those in, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're for. Anyways, let's talk about these notches. So while I've got the cooler out, I'm going to show that in motion here in a minute. Here are the different levels. So you can get this level or this level. It's not a huge range of motion, but when you're working on a laptop, this is probably about as high up as you'd want it. I would probably prefer something like this, but that's just me. Now let's go ahead and show you guys the lights, because I know that's what all of you want to see, the RGB and the fans. So let's do that right now. Now it does not come with an adapter in the box, just with the cable. So keep that in mind because you might not have an old USB-A laying around. So let's plug it in. Obviously we have studio lights in here, so it's going to make it a little bit difficult to see here, but just for video's sake, there we go. And I can already feel the cool air being brushed against my hand. Very nice. So if I stuck the laptop on here, and I'm going to give it a few seconds, just see if it cools down very well. Of course, this is an Intel MacBook, so those run hot anyway. So something like this is actually very nice. Now, while we've got it in here, I'm going to test out the different heights here. So we've got this one, this one, this one, and this one. So it doesn't look like much, but again, when I put my 16-inch here for some B-roll, I'm going to show you guys exactly how that looks. Let's go ahead, take it off. And yes, that is super cold to the touch on the bottom here. This thing is putting out a ton of air for such small fans. On top of that, this appears to be aluminum as well. This brick right here, that is going to possibly make direct contact with your laptop, which could cool the laptop even more. Just for dramatic effect, I'm going to show you guys the back here. On the back here, you can actually see there is a radiator. That is what that is in there, that kind of silverish stuff. That is part of this radiator. This is getting super cold. You guys can see my fingerprints already, and you can see the RGBs in there changing color. So if you were in a dark room, obviously you'd see this a lot more. We're in a studio, so you're not going to see it much, but these two apparently stay blue, and then the others change color. So you would see that behind your laptop, I guess, as you're working, because that would kind of shine on the back rather than the front. But as this stays on, this is getting ridiculously cold. I wish I still had my little laser thermometer, but this is really cold. This is getting ridiculous. So this actually feels almost freezing cold. And you can see my heat prints are still there. I think yeah, you can see that condensation. That's crazy. This is something I would have wished I had when I actually used to use this Intel MacBook. With the M1 Macs, I don't need this at all for the heat dissipation, but the actual stand itself would be perfect. So anyways, I'm gonna cue some B-roll right now and show you guys what it looks like with my 16-inch MacBook. You guys can see it looks really good. My initial impressions with the fans, pretty powerful, and not only that, they are quiet. I have another fan for MacBooks, and those fans are super loud. This, I can barely hear it. So if I was in a very quiet room, this would not bother me one bit. Now I'm gonna turn this off because this is getting super cold, but overall this is a great stand. So I really like the fact that you can just tear it down real quick. I mean, just take it out, press power, set that to the side, fold this up, and you are good to go, just like that. And this can fit into a bag very easily. This is how thick it is. So if you did have to travel with this, this is absolutely no problem. I was kind of worried about that. You don't even have to bring this with you if you don't want. If you're just going on a business trip and you just need a stand, you can use this. Of course, if you also want that cooling, you can bring this as well. Overall, this is my favorite cooling stand. I know we haven't reviewed many on the channel, but this one is definitely a top pick for me due to its price and how well it works. The radiator is still super cold. The build quality is top notch on this. So check it out. Links to it down below if you want to pick one up for yourself. That's all I got for this one, guys. Thumbs up, subscribe. Peace.